Before Rome, before Egypt, before any of it, there was a god, and the god lived on a hill. And around the hill, a city grew. His name is Anu, god of the sky, the highest power in a pantheon that will shape every culture this river touches for the next 3,000 years. His temple sits at the center of the largest city on earth. Not Rome, not Egypt. Here, on the flat floodplain of the Euphrates, southern Iraq, 3,500 BC. The priests who serve him are not simply holy men. They are the government. They control the grain, the labor, the law. And this morning, because the city has grown too large for any human memory to manage alone, they are writing things down. This morning is ordinary to the people inside it, but it sits at the crest of something 500 years in the making. What you're about to see is reconstructed from archaeology, from the clay tablets they left behind, and from evidence still being pulled from the earth today. The fire must
be lit before Anu sees the sun.
It has always been this way. He believes that. For 3,000 more years, priests will climb these steps, light this fire, speak these words, long after the city below has changed beyond recognition, long after the marks they pressed into clay have become something they themselves could no longer read. The fire, every morning, before Anu sees the sun, come down from the temple, into the streets. Uruk does not ease into its mornings. The trading district near the river is already loud before the sun clears the horizon. Boats being loaded by men awake since the middle of the night. Ceramic jars of grain, oil, and beer moving from warehouse to dock on human shoulders. A temple scribe recording every jar on a wet clay tablet. Stylus moving fast. The livestock pens on the southern edge. You smell them long before you hear them. The residential districts? Low mud brick houses so tightly packed their walls share heat. Opening their doors. Fires being built up. The smell of flatbread on hot stone drifting through streets narrow enough that two people must turn sideways to pass. And above all of it, the white temple of Uruk. Blazing, watching, deeper. A record that cannot be read is not a record. He is one of the earliest literate human beings we have evidence of. He doesn't know that. He is just trying not to disappoint his teacher. What his hands are learning this morning, the pressure, the angle, the depth of mark in wet clay, will become the foundation of every writing system that follows in this region. He will spend his life recording grain, wool, beer rations, cattle counts. He will never write a poem. But it starts here, with this boy. Trying to get the mark straight, walk through the main gate and the scale hits you. Streets worn wide by sheer human traffic. Deep parallel ruts in the hardened mud, where the same carts have taken the same routes for so long the earth remembers their path. Cooking fires, animal dung, river mud, bitumen, the black tar sealing the boats, its petroleum edge cutting through everything else. A city of 40,000 people has never been quiet. It never will be again. The houses are mud brick, thick walls, low doorways. Inside, a central courtyard open to the sky, storage jars sunk into the floor up to their necks, using the cool of the earth to slow spoilage. And in one of those courtyards, a woman spinning wool into thread. Her hands move without thinking. They have done this 10,000 times. On the wall behind her, nothing. No decoration, no frescoes. Beauty here lives in the objects. Around her neck, lapis lazuli. Deep blue stone that traveled 3,000 kilometers from Afghanistan to end up here, on the Euphrates, against her throat. among the earliest evidence of long-distance exchange we have found anywhere. She is wearing it like it is ordinary, because to her, it is. The cloth she is making will be recorded, not her name. The cloth: 7 units of wool, 3 units of thread, allocated from the temple stores, returned as finished textile. Somewhere in the archive above her, the scribe boy is pressing that allocation into clay right now. He doesn't know her name either. Move toward the river, and the smell shifts. From cooking fires and animals to bitumen and wet reed, and the metallic edge of copper being worked nearby. This is where Uruk meets the world. Lapis lazuli from Afghanistan, obsidian from Anatolia, cedar floated from the mountains of Lebanon, copper from Iran, beads from the distant Indus Valley, thousands of kilometers of trade routes, converging here, because Uruk has something every one of those distant places wants. Grain, the surplus that started everything. Trade existed long before Uruk, obsidian and shells moving between communities for thousands of years. But here, for the first time, exchange is being bureaucratized, recorded, enforced by an institution larger than any individual. That cylinder seal pressed into wet clay is among the earliest recorded transactions we have found. The merchant has done this 100 times. He has no idea he is part of the machinery that will transform exchange into something civilization can run on.
Same rate as last season. The temple does not negotiate on grain.
Up in the temple archive, the scribe boy records this transaction too. He does not look up. The sun is going down over the Euphrates, the trading district quieting, the boats moored. The scribe boy is still working, hands cracked from the clay, back aching. 43 grain transactions, wool allocations for 7 weavers, beer rations for 212 temple workers. He did not round the numbers. He sets his final tablet aside to dry, walks out onto the temple platform, looks down at the city below, rooftops, cooking fires beginning to glow in the blue dusk, the river catching the last light. 40,000 people, going about their evening. He watches for a moment, then goes back inside. Notice what the tablets tell us, even here, even now. The cloth was recorded, not the woman's name. The grain was recorded, not the hunger it relieved. Early writing did not begin by deciding that human experience mattered. It began by deciding that goods mattered enough to track. The humanity came later, slowly, over centuries, until the same system built to count barley became capable of recording grief, prayer, memory, the name of a king, the story of a flood. And then, much later, a stranger standing in an excavation pit in southern Iraq would brush dirt from a small piece of dried clay, hold it to the light, and read a number. A grain allocation from a morning in 3500 BC, and understand that someone had been here, that someone had counted, that someone had pressed their mark into the earth, and the earth had held it. Writing did not begin as memory, but it became memory, and everything that followed grew from the same pressure, the same angle, the same depth of mark in wet clay that a boy learned one morning, trying not to disappoint his teacher. 5,000 years later, every word you're hearing right now traces back to the same movement of a hand in wet clay. If you want more reconstructions of the ancient world, subscribe. Next, we rebuild the day writing changed civilization forever.